Jerome.
He said,
Hey, y'all know how it go when you come on the first and foremost podcast, man. We always got them electric intros to come in.
yeah,
Jerome coming up the fours, Bacon's vibing out in this nice dimly lit room with little keys in the back. Y'all know how it go, how the vibes. How y'all fellas feeling tonight?
euphoric, brother, euphoric. How you doing, man?
I can't complain, man. Glad to be here with you boys, and you guys definitely bring light to my day, man. So enjoy doing this pod with y'all. So excited to talk some sports, man. How about you, bro?
What sentimental to say?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Love getting on with you boys. Always excited to get on. And I was work all day today. I was off today, not working, so I was editing, cleaning, and stuff like that. So I was at work day, so I was looking forward to getting on today. I'm excited to be with my boys and get it.
That's 100, man. That's 100, man. So we got a lot in store for today. Obviously, we're going to start with our first and foremost. Obviously, it's a premiere hit of our show. Obviously, this is what it's called, First and Foremost Podcast, First and Foremost for this evening on Tuesday. I'm going to go ahead and start with Bacon. What you got for tonight?
First and foremost, I want to say this is a podcast, but this is not only a podcast, it is a show. So, you know what I'm saying? Podcast is just a word, if you will. But first and foremost has to be the news that broke 5 hours ago. Kevin Durant, I believe he's out with a calf strain. He's missed 3 or 4 practices. And guess who will be taking his position in his upcoming game in Vegas? Bronny James Jr. Come on, man.
I hope you know that's cap.
That's cap, but it was on like NBA hoops. Not NBA hoops, but it was on like some.
They trolling, bro.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
No way.
They trolling you, bro.
That's crazy. There's a lot of fake news going on, man. We hate to see it, man. That's the revolution of AI, man. I got some AI data coming on later, man. So with the rise of AI, hopefully we can get rid of some of this fake news, man. I was like, man, it's gonna be tough getting to see Bronny with Team USA. Unfortunately, KD's out, but that'd have been tough, man. But yeah.
And I seen that tweet earlier too. I was like, oh, okay. Anything with like NBA, like Sintel or something, like they're a troll account, bro. Or Hater Central, they're trolls. The one that you see is called the Dunk Central. That's the real one.
Dunk Central.
Dunk Central. It's still with the NBA thing on it. Yeah, that one's legit. But that one you seen, yeah, they're trolling you, bro.
I done retweeted these guys. Let me get this on my page.
I'm dead. Hey, sometimes we like that, y'all. But we're going to throw it to Jerome for his first and foremost.
First and foremost, guys, as y'all know, I'm super excited because the NCAA college football game is coming out in 2 weeks, a week or something like that. I'm excited to play. But I want to say this, man. I'm a little disappointed right now, and I know it's gonna come eventually, but I'm a little disappointed because yes, they got my favorite mode, which is Dynasty mode. I love playing Dynasty mode, doing like 30-year Dynasty modes and stuff like that. That's always fun. But I'm a Michigan guy. I love playing with Michigan. It's a little overpowered to play with in NCAA. So I like to have a little cupcake team and build them up. You know what I mean? And to add on to the Dynasty mode, I love to have the customness of the team builder. They have not announced team builder yet. I know it's coming. They said it's coming, but they not gave us a teaser. So I'm kind of disappointed, EA, man. I need that team. I need y'all to tell me if it's open. I need y'all to tell me how it's going. Y'all say, hey, you have a team builder, just brush over it. Come on, EA, do better, man. Do better. But
did you see?
I do think it's going to be a fire game, though, for sure.
Did you see Donovan Edwards get some gameplay? Was it yesterday it dropped it? Or
Look like, yo, he said he never played before. I don't know. He capped.
Facts.
There's no way.
I mean, he could have just, winged it. Looked at the controls and went crazy.
Yo, he over here playing against Bordeaux, which, like, if you guys don't know who that is a huge, he's one of the biggest YouTubers that play NCAA, Madden, and stuff like that. And he made him look like he never played in his life. He made him look like how Donovan Edwards was supposed to look like. I get that he plays football. I get that he can see vision a little bit quicker than most people. But there's no way that man never played before. That's cap. That's my belief, but that's cap, Donnie. Come on, you better, Donnie.
All right, man. My first and foremost, I got to throw it back to obviously team. We're gonna talk about it obviously in the 3-man weave, one of our best segments on the show. But Team 17U USA, they absolutely dominated their competition. I know I talked a little about it last week, man, but the future is in good hands, man. That you can make the argument that the potential for the class of 2026 with the talent that they have and the one and dones, it could be one of the best we've seen in a while. This draft was more so like, it's not really top heavy. I definitely think 2026 class could be top heavy. Obviously, we got 2025. We'll talk about that more later on with Cooper Flag and everything. They got a potential chance as well. But I think when you look at top to bottom, Tyron Stokes, Caleb Holt, everybody, Koa Pete, maybe potentially Caleb Wilson, in that class. We'll see. Jalen Harrelson, like all those guys can ball. And 6 players average double figures in there. And Cameron Boozer was averaging 20 points per game and 9 rebounds. So they got a bunch of players that play at a high end level, man. So I wanted to get them a shout out on the first and foremost segment of the show. Just, man, it looks good. I know a lot of times USA basketball gets a lot of flack and things like that just because it's not on the tier of maybe like international, where they play France or Europe and things like that. But I think if they can develop this talent to get where it's supposed to be and these players can really develop, we might have something special coming into the league. And another note, there's 25 classes coming up probably for the NBA. A lot of players from USA. I sent Bacon the list from Bleacher Report. Only a couple players I've seen from like Real Madrid, France, and everything like that. This was a predominantly French draft that was in 2024. Good to see a lot of USA players coming up and being very talented. Now it's all about the growth and progression and how to continue to grow their games.
That's 100%, man. That's 100%. I'll throw this in there. I think previous years we see this NBA or not NBA, American talent kind of dominate, and then once we kind of get older, like 25, we kind of see those Euro players kind of, I guess, catch up to speed. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. They definitely was beating teams by like 50, 60. So that's impressive.
Yeah, and also shout out to Coach Sherman White. He coaches here for Pace Academy. Eric Chatfield, legendary coach, man. He just knows what he's doing. He coached Team USA, man. So I want to give him a shout out on the show as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. All right, well, that's going to conclude our segment for the first and foremost, man. We're going to get to maybe the next best segment, hitting the grid. We're going to hit the gridiron, man. That's the segment for
42 said what?
Yeah, Blue 42 said what? Do the latest with that. But I think Jerome has something down below. He held his finger up, so let's throw it to Jerome real quick.
Two things before we continue. I know a lot of people on here wondering where Datavius. He recommitted. He rescheduled his commitment date. Sorry about that. He rescheduled his commitment date to the end of the month. So he's gonna get on with us closer to that commitment date instead of getting on early this week. So if you guys are just wondering what happened with that, that did happen. I did put it on our Twitter page as well. But I appreciate John Davis going to come on with us. We really do. Wish him the best of luck with his commitment. And when he does commit, we're going to get him on, and then we're going to go to the commitment party actually. So we're going to actually be there in person as well. So I wanted to say that. And then 2, we got to shout out to our guys back there in Phenom, man. We got to shout out to our guys at Phenom. So first and foremost, we want to thank Phenom for allowing us to have this podcast and being on us with being our sponsor on this podcast. If you want nice gear like this, we got different gears like this, man. The season about to come up. Make sure you hit up Phenom at PhenomEliteBrand.com where you can get all of that stuff: cleats, gloves, hats, visors, all that stuff. Get swags up before the season starts. And for us, it's going to help you guys out as well. You see that QR code right up there? You see where Bacon is? Point up where Bacon. Point up. See that right there? That's going to be the ICH football promo code. Like, you pay at the end of your checkout, get 10% off. Save you some cash. So look good and save money. What? You can save money and look good? Let's do it, baby. So go in there, put that promo code on there. Not only does that help you guys out, that helps us guys out as well. So please support us. Again, we do thank Freenow for allowing us to have us as a sponsor. Appreciate that.
Disclaimer: do not forget before we get into our segment, both of these gentlemen will be at games all season long for high school football. If you want them to come out to one of your games, definitely slide DMs. They're giving out free gear for the player of the game, man. So if you ball, as my boy Bacon said, you will get the call. So you know what to do, man. Make sure you hit up those two gentlemen. Follow them on social media. It's right down below. Go ahead and get at both of them, and then they'll be at your game, man, and they will be anointing who they think game with some new, fresh merch.
Matter of fact, Jerome, go ahead and slide your hand on the glove. Let the young man know how that glove feel when it caresses your palm and your phalanges.
I put your color on.
I like them Kool-Aid ones. I ain't gonna lie, they been catching my eye every show. But them blue ones look a little more comfortable.
That one's too sweet. I'm gonna put my favorite color on. Let's see.
It's probably them blue ones.
Okay. Look how sticky that is. Thing's sticky. Woo! Let's see real quick. Let me see. Yeah, I can't even get it off. All right, here we go.
That boy look like a Hall of Famer. I don't like that. Look good.
All right, y'all. So y'all know what to do, man. That's a little a demo, a little promo to see what gloves look like, how they feel in the hands. You see silky smooth. So y'all know what to do, man. Use that promo code ITH Football for 10% off. And again, get these two gentlemen so they come to your game and get free merch, man. But that's going to conclude our sponsor segment of the show. We're going to keep it rolling. We're hitting the grid. Before we hit our first topic, I grazed around something. Now, again, this is not a college football podcast. But again, we're going to throw in some topics in there. You know what I'm saying? This upcoming season and talk about it. But I want to get the hot take from the gentleman. I just did a video. Hey, man, the other video, y'all been going stupid on TikTok and on YouTube with the 2024 offensive alignment. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on all the handles and everything. But I want to get the gentleman's opinion. I just did a video, 9 minutes long, Blue Bloods of football. I got to get the gentleman's reaction. This is via Andy Staples of On 3. I'm going to share the screen with y'all. I want to get y'all opinion. Who should be on this list? Who should be left off this list? I think this is a hot topic, and I think we need to talk about it on the show, man. So not one of our topics we had planned, but I want to get the gentleman's reaction. So share the screen.
Real quick. I looked at 3 teams. I wanted to make sure 3 teams was on there, and that's all I cared about. Georgia, Michigan, and unfortunately Ohio State. But, you know, I'm a Michigan fan. Obviously, I'm going to look for my team, make sure my team's on our list. I didn't even look at any of the other schools, but I think this it made sense. I will say Penn State and Oklahoma.
100%. 100%.
I think I would have put in some other teams other than those two. I might even put LSU in there a little bit more than Penn State.
I agree.
Y'all tripping.
I know Clemson hasn't been up there the last 2 years, but maybe Clemson in there, maybe.
No.
Maybe Miami, LSU.
Lately. But I don't know. What you guys think?
Hold on. I'm gonna let Becky answer. Why does Georgia now? The disrespect. Let me be.
I know you're talking about them Bulldogs. You know, a lot of people in here like
I
Georgia.
I already know because I got a lot of Bulldogs fans that comment on my posts that I've been doing. So look, this is no disrespect to Georgia. Okay, I'm not trying to disrespect y'all.
You disrespecting.
I'm not trying to. Okay, much respect to what y'all done over the last half decade. Okay, since 2020 and beyond in the Kirby Smart era. But Jerome, why does Georgia deserve to be a blue blood? Please enlighten me, because I don't think they deserve. I think they're a heavy contender, but a blue blood, I don't think. But let me hear your take.
Recency bias.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know, fellas. I don't know if we're gonna go towards the tail end of that Mark Rich era, right? When they played Alabama in the SEC championship, when they lost unfortunately because the brother caught the ball, he didn't get out of bounds, and the clock ran out. That was a very stacked team. They had AJ Green was on that team. Aaron Murray the quarterback? Aaron Murray was the quarterback. You had Alec Ogletree on that team. Aside from that team, you had Noshawn Marino came through. My goodness, my mind is slipping me right now. But this is a lot of elite talent has come out of the Georgia stable.
Don't disagree.
So and that's why you have to put Georgia into blue blood. I mean, you can say recency bias, but they do have the history in the background. Blue blood is a string of dominance over multiple years.
They have 3 titles.
Three titles, but when's the last time that you can recall that Georgia been outside the top 25, outside the top 15?
Bacon. It's been a couple years. They've had down years. Okay, let's not act like Georgia has not had down years. Again, I'm not talking mess about Georgia. I think they're a heavy contender, but they have 3 championships. Remember, y'all, they did not win a ring since 1980 before the 2021 season. Let's not forget that.
Okay, so why we have Notre Dame here then? We got hold. If we're gonna hold everybody to the
Notre
same
Dame,
standard.
Notre Dame has 5 championships. When you think of college football, what brands do you think of, Bacon?
I think of definitely Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Penn State for sure. Y'all tripping about Penn State not being the blue blood. The Joe Paz era is unquestionable one of the most dominant eras in college football.
They have 2 rings since 1950. No.
You're talking about Georgia right now.
I'm talking about Penn State. No.
But Joe Paz era was major.
No, I didn't say it wasn't. They have 2 rings, Bacon, since 1950. The modern era. No.
It doesn't matter, bro. None of that matters. The teams at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? Oregon's had, you know what I'm saying, a national championship appearance. Tennessee, Peyton Manning, that was an electric run. Auburn,
that was in the 90s.
That was an electric run. Florida, Chris Leak, Tim Tebow, Miami. Miami should really be in there, if we honest. I'd probably take out USC.
Miami had a good 10 years.
Huh?
Miami had a great 10 years. No. They had probably the best 10 years of any college football team ever. Like they had that one little 10-year span that was probably better than any college football team out there.
Miami should definitely be in the blue blood.
Okay. So I did a video. Obviously, y'all go back and watch. I'm not gonna go through the whole gamut, but I will tell you this: Alabama certainly deserves to be it. They have 13 championships since 1950, right? 7 rings from Nick Saban. No argument there. Ohio State, same thing. They have 7 national championships since 1950. No disagreement there. And I said get Oklahoma off. Oklahoma has 7 national championships since 1950. Again, it's been a minute. Since 2000 is the last time they won a national championship. That is a long time. Michigan, come on, man. When you think college football, you think Michigan. You think Ohio State versus Michigan. You think rivalries. You think tradition. So, no, unquestionably, again, Michigan hasn't won in a while before this last season. But when you think college football, you think them. Notre Dame, same thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The most wins in college football.
There you go. There you go. That is actually makes my point. All right, Texas. Y'all didn't say nothing about Texas. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all 2 things, and it's gonna blow your mind. But y'all gonna be like, okay, now let's see what you're talking about. Think about the SEC brand, y'all. I want you to think about SEC. They don't allow just any program to come in, right? You got to have some brand recognition to you to enter the SEC. Let's be honest, okay? Oklahoma and Texas is in it. When we think Red River rivalry, when we think those electric matchups back in the day, when we think of those big 12 matchups, we think of those 2 teams. So again, SEC not gonna just let anybody in the house now. You got to have something going for yourself. So that's why I think Oklahoma, Texas, right? USC, come on, bro. 6 national championships. When you think USC, you think tradition. You think Rose Bowl. You think Pasadena. You think Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Clay Matthews. I go on and on. Again, lately, I agree with you, Bacon. Lately, no, they haven't been what they're supposed to be. Okay, the last 2 years they should have got to college football playoff with Caleb Williams. Let's be honest. Heisman Trophy winner, #1 overall pick. No excuse. I say Penn State off this list because they only have 2. Now, when you think of college football, Bacon, you're right. You think of Penn State, but it's like you only have 2 rings since 1950. You've had too much talent. You've had Saquon Barkley. right? You've had elite receivers come through the program. Y'all have not done nothing with it. Georgia, I agree. A recency bias, yeah, they've been doing anything to look one in the net. But
I think we need to take a look at the league talent. Who's got the most players?
I agree. That's a part of it too. The players you have produced. I don't disagree. But think about this. Georgia players started getting more prominence in the recent era. Have they not produced? Yes, they've had AJ Green, Geno Atkins. I know. I agree with you. No Sean Moreno, I agree. But for Georgia, it's really just started. Since 1980 up until 2021, it's been a minute.
That's a long time, brother. Okay.
Long time. You know what I'm saying? Long time since you got to national prominence. You feel me? The only two teams I would include, and I'm gonna stop my tangent. Florida State, and now I'm a Miami fan. Trust me, I'm a Miami fan. I wouldn't even put us as a blue bud. Yes, that's my college football team. If y'all ever want to know, I love the Hurricanes. We've not been good, bro. So I wouldn't even put us on this list. Now, y'all go back to the era of the 90s and 2000s with Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Clinton Portis. Yes. But right now, no. We on the outside looking in. We a contender. I will put Florida State, 2013, Jameis Winston, won a national championship, and also LSU. Think about the deafening environments when you go to those two places. Whenever you think of the toughest places to play, what two places do you think of, Bacon?
Yeah, definitely LSU.
And Florida State.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, again, they ain't won in a minute for Florida State 2013, but LSU won in 2019. Whenever LSU got it together, actually, not like when they got it together. Every year, it don't even matter. Every year, you're thinking, oh, shoot, okay, LSU might not be national championship worthy, but damn, they might pull off an upset. They might be Alabama.
Death Valley going to be crazy.
Yeah, Death Valley going to be crazy, no matter what. So, to me, that's why they should be a blue blood. So, those are two teams I would include. Clemson, only 3 rings, right? Only 2 championships in Dabo Swinney era. With generational quarterbacks, Trevor, Deshaun, you got to show me some more. Yeah. And for me, for Georgia, they got to get up to at least 4 to 5 championships with Kirby Smart before
are you saying you're taking Georgia off this list?
Yes, I'm taking Georgia and Penn State off this list. I'm adding Florida State and LSU.
Go ahead, y'all see is that.
Let me ask this, because Najeh made a very compelling argument. I'm gonna push back just a little bit on it, just a little bit, but I like your argument for sure, especially with Georgia. And I even think, like you say, why Georgia? And I was honest. I was like, recency bias. I will say this though. Georgia and Penn State are actually, if you take out recency bias, take out the fact that we all live in Atlanta right now, you really think about it, those two teams are kind of very similar. If you really think about it, the amount of talent they both have, it's just different type of eras, So I think that those teams are very comparable. I think the difference between the two is, Najeh, you kind of said this. When you think about the toughest teams to play, toughest stadiums to play in, Penn State got almost every team on here, hands down almost.
I don't disagree.
So I think that was, if you're factoring in that as well, the environment of like the fandom as well, if you putting that included in there as well, I can see why Penn State might have a little edge over Georgia.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay. That's a good kind of argument.
I love this topic. I'm gonna steal this and I'm gonna use it for tomorrow for our college podcast. But I love this topic.
The RPO podcast, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's option.
Yes, sir. So make sure y'all stay tuned for tomorrow for Jerome's show, RPO podcast. We talk all college football. Like I said, we'll probably sprinkle in some topics, but this was such a hot one. I had to bring this onto the docket. But tune in tomorrow at 7:30 for that RPO podcast. Any last closing statements before we move on?
Y'all wildin'.
That's it?
That's it. But y'all wildin'.
You don't want to articulate it? Go articulate a couple in there, Bacon.
I'm just going to say a few names. Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift, AJ Green, Todd Gurley, Terrell Davis, what's his name? Just MMA fighter, classic running back. I know what I'm talking about, man. Mr. UGA, running back, Herschel Walker. I don't need to say nothing else. We can move on.
Listen, Bacon, you pointing out everything with Georgia, right?
Those are different eras of football too. I didn't just give you all modern.
Yeah, you are right. But you kind of downplayed Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame. But
no, I said USC.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Notre Dame. I was about to say Notre Dame probably some of the next best. Like Notre Dame is
he downplayed Notre Dame a little bit. He
did,
downplayed him a little bit. Yeah, he did. You ain't tripping. He downplayed him a little bit.
I know. Notre Dame, bro. Notre Dame definitely deserves to be on. Trust me.
100%.
They're historic, bro.
They're historic. 100%.
They're historic.
But I'm definitely keeping UGA on, and y'all convinced me on USC, but I may slide in somebody else.
Okay. All right. Much respect, y'all. So that's the hot topic for today, man. Might have to start thinking of more of these, some hot topics, get everybody riled up to start kind of the show. So that's the Blue Bloods, man. That's our thoughts. That's who we keeping, who we taking out. Again, make sure y'all go look at the video. But we got another topic we want to hit, and that is Bacon was at the HBCU Mega Camp this past weekend. He went last year, was telling me about it. It was a major event. He enjoyed his time there, seen some people, seen Christian Langford, a couple big time players here as well. So let's go ahead and get Bacon's thoughts on that Mega Camp this past weekend.
Yes, sir. The Minority Coaches Association of Georgia put on an amazing event, multi-annual event every year, headed by the two Razorbacks. You know, so I like to call them Coach Sylvie and Coach Tinker, Coach Mara Tinker. Man, they bring in HBCUs from across the nation, not just Morehouse, not just Clark, not just Miles College, but John C. Smith, any HBCU you can think of, Albany State, they're going to be there, and they had kids from different states, Georgia, Alabama, Chicago, Los Angeles, California, excuse me. So this is the first year I think they've been this diverse and just bringing talent from different states. I didn't get to see the whole camp. I really came for the big man, and the big man did not disappoint. One player who caught it's a couple players who caught my eye, but one player who caught my eye is ironic. He was a player from Jonesboro, man. The young man can play. Let me get his name real quick. This is his second year playing football. He is a basketball athlete. Let me get his name real quick, but super technical. He looked good in his drills. It was a critique by I believe it was the Creekside offensive line coach. He was doing a little dancing at the top of his attack, but a super quick defensive lineman. Really to me, an outside linebacker. He was a little light, but bulking up, could possibly play outside linebacker. I'll get his name in just a second, but just kind of give y'all what I saw. Just an array of talent, kids of different sizes, like I said, from different parts of the nation, coming to compete. They did a few drills. They was trying to beat the elements, but nonetheless, it was a good camp. And definitely, if you're trying to get seen, another big thing, they not only did they have this 2025, 2026, 2027, they also had 2023s. I even see some 2021s on the rosters. They were just players who I guess maybe in the transfer portal that want to get some more looks on them. So they was there. So I thought that was major. A lot of talk is just on a lot of kids getting in the transfer portal. Most kids who get in the transfer portal, if you didn't know, they seem to stick. So kids, if you're young man, if you're watching this, if you want to get in the transfer portal, make sure you're getting in the transfer portal for a reason, with a purpose, and know that you got somewhere else to go. Because just because you're getting in the portal don't mean somebody's gonna pull you out the portal. So I think that's big. But that was a big resource of just having kids to who are already in college to be there. So that was a big. I don't know if any other camp does that. So that was definitely major. But let me get this young man's name real quick. Sorry, y'all. Too much emotion on the Twitter feed, man. Telling you. I don't want to hold up the show, but during this show, I will try to find it. I'm gonna give it one more search. All
right, let's move on for now, and then when you find it, you can let us know, brother.
All right.
Sounds good. All right, y'all, let's keep rolling. Let's go ahead and go to the latest recruitments and commitments. As you guys know, it's a great holiday weekend. 4th of July this past weekend is a major commit. So I'll start with Jerome on this segment. Just what were the major commitments you've seen? Anything caught your eye? I already see you kind of getting your hands lathered up. What did you see this past weekend, man?
Man, if you're a Michigan fan, you are happy. I can't remember the last time I was this happy of a recruiting cycle. Man, Michigan usually don't, go crazy with recruiting cycle, but I'm gonna actually put this on the screen real quick to show a couple of guys that Michigan got real quick. Now we'll talk about some other stuff later, right after. But I wanted to show right here that Michigan flipped Ivan Taylor. If you don't know who that is, Ian Taylor's son. He played in the NFL for the Steelers. He was committed to Notre Dame, and now he is on Michigan. So that is a huge flip. 4-star safety. Really looking forward to get him. You got Andrew Oddish as well, the tight end. He's a 4-star tight end as well from Pennsylvania. I actually knew him from being Pennsylvania, so pretty cool that I got him as well. He's the third-ranked tight end in according to on 3. And we got 5-star safety Jordan Young. So we're waiting to see what he does. He's going to be committing. I don't remember October 12th, which is wow, that's a while from now. But this is top 4. Michigan's one of them. If we could get him and Taylor, man, that'd be a crazy duo right there. So that was my biggest take on this weekend. Obviously, with the recruitment, there's a lot that was going on this weekend, but obviously that's the big ones that stood up to me. Obviously, being a Michigan fan, but like I said, I haven't been this excited about a recruiting class in such a long time. The last time I was excited was actually when we got DJ McCaffrey. Outside of that, it's been that's a good pick. That's some good guys, but I've never been this excited. So, Sharon Moore is doing some great stuff for the Michigan program already, flipping guys. That's another thing. Michigan usually don't flip people too. So being able to flip him from Notre Dame, who's getting some crazy commit, and that was actually their top defensive commit right there. So being able to flip him, put him on Michigan, man, that was awesome. So I was having a good weekend. I was definitely having a good weekend. What you guys got though?
Real quick, the player's name was Camarion C.J. Taylor from Jonesboro. But I did see some news. I think it was on 3 that what's his name from Westlake, Travis Smith, I believe is being crystal ball to go to Tennessee. I thought that was pretty big. I did see that on 3 recruits.
And he eliminated a school as well. From his finals, he had 4, but now he's only down to 3. So, 100% agree with that. As well, obviously, he had new on 3 recruits. They came out with new updated 2025 rankings. They included several players from Georgia: Isaiah Gibson, Justice Terry, Elijah Griffin were some of the main ones. Obviously, on that list for 5 stars. Obviously, we've seen Isaiah Gibson has been blowing up. Obviously, Georgia commit. But yeah, he has been up on 5-star on pretty much every list I've seen. 247 Rivals, on 3, and all that good stuff. So that was another major one that we've seen. As far as commitments, I know obviously Michigan went crazy. I'm trying to see if there's any major players. Oh, Hollis Davidson. I don't know if we mentioned that, but he committed over the 4th as well to Auburn. We committed there. You don't always see that. I got a question from that from a fan. It says, well, like, how often does that happen? I was like, well, it kind of just depends on the player, but you usually don't see that if a player decommits. Usually they don't commit back. They usually go somewhere else, but he did end up recommitting there to Auburn, a major standout from McIntosh here in Georgia. Also, another major one out of state was DeCorian Moore, plays for Duncanville, 2-time state champs. He committed to Oregon, so a big get for their program. I thought he's probably going to go to Texas, but a big get for them. And obviously, Coach Lynn is doing a good job in recruiting and getting their guys, and he's a 5-star on all rankings, number 3 overall, I think, by most rankings as well. Kid's a stud. I was watching his film, and he absolutely lit up Texas, on fire, man. So the kid's a stud, and if you guys didn't know, Creekside will be playing Duncanville this year. So good luck trying to guard him. That will not be an easy matchup. And Keelan Russell, who is also blowing up in recruiting lately, moving up by like 80 spots. That's his quarterback. So they're saying that's one of the best high school duos in the country. Those two. So that's something to point out as well.
100%.
Yeah, I picked this up for you, Naj. so you can talk about Shamari Earl.
Oh yeah, man. So yeah, as Jerome alluded to, so yeah, Georgia has had a hot recruiting trail. They flipped Shamari Earls, excuse me, from South Carolina as a major get for their program. So they've been recruiting in the state of Virginia and South Carolina. Well, he was one. They also flipped Jalen Morgan, was another one they got. So they're doing a good job. Obviously, that's kind of the weak. I won't say weak spot. That's kind of the spot you got a question mark with Georgia right now. It's the corner. Obviously, got Elijah Robinson, but with so many of their players like Kamari Lassiter going to the draft and playing with, now will be with Houston, what would that cornerback spot look like? But they've done good getting a pair of 4-star corners. So he's another major standout too for their program. And Georgia's been doing good. And they also got a former basketball player. We talked about it on my channel.
Big job.
Big Jaw, yeah, Jackson, 6'11", 300 plus pounds. He is now with Georgia. I know some fans are cool with it. Some fans don't. They're like, well, he's not going to develop at Georgia. They're just going to replace him and put him all over. He'll be in the portal soon. But I say don't sleep on that because you can use a guy like that that's that athletic at 6'11" that can grow and develop. And he's not going to have to start straight out the gate. He can learn and develop behind some of those big guys and eventually be ready for his chance. So that was some other major ones.
Was this like the second offensive line that's been like 6'9" and above to commit, right?
Yep.
Crazy. I want to give a quick shout out to my ING guy right here, Donovan. He's actually on Miami Raw as well, committed to Mizzou. So Mizzou's doing some great stuff with their the skill players. Man, you were concerned because last year Mizzou had a really underrated year last year. They lost a lot of talent to the draft last year. So we'll see how this upcoming season will go, but they're recruiting really, really well lately, man. I wasn't expecting Mizzou to have such a good recruiting class. They're doing really well.
100%. Just a couple, was it 15 minutes ago? 14 minutes ago, Steve Wilfong has logged an expert prediction. The offensive lineman, I'm not sure how to say his last name. Looks like he's from, not sure where he's from, but he's Not even gonna try it, but it's an offensive lineman for Bishop Gorman that is predicted to go to Oregon. 14 minutes ago on all 3 recruits.
And speaking of Oregon, I can't say his first name that well. I think it's Dakorian. More going to Oregon. Obviously, he flipped as well. So a lot of people thought he was going to go over either the Texas or LSU. Actually, I think he flipped. I think he was on Ohio State for a second or something like that. But he's with Oregon. He's a 5-star as far as 1-3 has it. Man, Oregon is definitely packing up their offensive line. I'm sorry, their wide receivers and corners. Man, they're definitely doing that for sure. So.
100%, man. So those are the latest. Obviously, Georgia's on the hot recruiting trail. They landed a lot of prospects. More is on the way from what I'm hearing through sources. Major guys that they got on the horizon, man. So y'all stay tuned for more updates and everything like that. I think that's about it, y'all. That's it for the major recruitments, right?
I got something. So you talked about 1-3 earlier, and 1-3 has been putting up some lists today. They just put out a whole bunch of their 5-stars and things like that. But I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about this list right here. So they listed their 2025 top 2025 quarterback for this upcoming recruiting, and I see a couple of names on here that I wasn't expecting, and one name obviously at number 7, Julian Lewis, falling down. I know there's a lot of backlash on that. I want to see what you guys thought of this list.
Man,
well, go ahead, baby.
Nah, I was just reading the list.
So Julian actually he's a 4-star on 3. Everywhere else he's a 5. So I don't know if he's going to potentially commit somewhere else but yeah, they got him ranked down in their rankings as well. That's something to point out for Julian. So I don't know. I think Bryce Underwood at 1. I like him there. I think you put Tavian 2. I think Zollers is too high. That's my personal opinion. No disrespect to Zollers, he can throw it, but I think he's a little too high. If it was me, I would go Underwood 1. I go St. Clair 2. I go Deuce Knight 3. I'm putting Keelan Russell 4. And then I'll move up Juju as well, probably up to 5. I think Kamario Taylor's a little too low as well at 9. I think he's an underrated quarterback out of Mississippi, and he can sling the football. George McIntyre, maybe move him up a slot or two. And then Bryce Baker, I know a lot of people are very high on, obviously out of, in the Southeast. I can't remember the state he's from. I don't want to, say the state and it's not the right state. But, yeah, I think Zala is a little too high. That's just me personally, but Bacon, what you think?
So let me ask you this: where would you put Matt at? You didn't really say where you're going to put him.
I would, for me, I would put Matt probably right outside the top 5. Like I said, I will move Sinclair to 2. I'll move Deuce to 3. I'll move Keelan to 4. I'll put Julian 5, and I'll move Matt 6. I think 2 is high for me.
I feel that. I concur. Bryce number 1. After seeing him in person against I can't remember the team they went up against at OT7. Like, yeah, he's the real deal. Just to have an arm and have accuracy with it and to be mobile, he's going to be a problem. So obviously he's number 1. I like St. Clair 2, Deuce at 3. I agree with you. Kamario Taylor should be higher, rated a gamer at the Elite 11 quarterback camp, whatever. So he's definitely impressive. Jude, I believe, should definitely be up, maybe 2 spots. I haven't seen Matt to really give my honest take, so I don't want to just be talking out the side of my neck along with the Texas A&M quarterback. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Solid list. George, I almost did it again. George. You know what I mean? I mean, well, man, George is a phenomenal quarterback, man. Tall quarterback who can spin it, man. He's gonna do some wonders at Tennessee. I like him staying home. That's gonna be a great story. But overall, man, a solid list. But definitely, I would like to see Julian Lewis and Kamario Taylor higher on this list, most definitely.
What about you, Jerome?
Yeah, I like the list. I kind of agree with you guys. I do want to point out that Bryce Underwood, man, like they can say, bro, he can throw any type of sidearm over the, on a move. He can throw it any kind of way. So him being a number 1 makes the most sense. I just want to highlight that they got Deuce Knight finally on the high on the top 10. They've been doing my boy dirty for a while now, so I'm glad that they finally got him up there. He was actually listed as one of the highest risers on the list, which respect to him. And every time we do see him in person, it seems like he does get better and better each time. He, the OT7 championship, you guys wasn't able to go there, but he was one of the best players there, man. With all 5 stars and 4 stars that are there, man, he was clearly one of the best players. I think I talked about it in one of the podcasts before when I came back from OT7. He really looked the part, man, and he followed that up with the Elite 11, had a good performance out there as well. So rightfully so, and well deserved him being at number 4 here. I appreciate it. He might need to be a little higher, but hey, man, I'm glad that they acknowledge him for sure because he's a baller, man.
Sure. Very true. Very true. Also, man, I did to have Jew to rate him as the most accurate quarterback at the Elite 11, to have him at 7. I mean, I know Elite 11 and all 3 are 2 different entities, but when you look at the quarterback position, accuracy is probably top 2. Top 2. Top 3 if you want to be conservative, but quarterback's got to be accurate and he's got a quick delivery. So that's a question mark for me.
I'm saying great question about Jerome bringing up another topic to the show to kind of conclude the Hitting the Grid. I loved it, man, being able to debate. We got to start probably doing more of those, man. Just looking up, whether on 3 or 247, they got a hot topic, putting it on the show, being able to get, nice rebuttals back and forth and get our thoughts on certain lists like this. So great job by Jerome helping us think of more ideas to bring on the pod, man. Definitely love the kind of back and forth and going and talking about it, man. But if the brothers don't have nothing more to say, I'm going to throw it to them real quick if they have any last words before we move on to our next segment. But I'm ready to pass it to Bacon for the 3-man weave.
Speed out for have a hold your peace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've coined it, and I believe has been done by the people and the community of sports as the hottest and the number one basketball segment known to man, woman, and animal. If you haven't heard about it, you know about it now, and tell your neighbors, your aunties, and anybody else you want to tell. But this is the 3-man weave. You know what I'm saying? Where everything is nothing but net, and we will leave your ankles on the sidelines. Yes, sir. So. So first and foremost, so I want to bring up. I would share my screen, but my computer, you know, what I'm saying, is a little funky right now. Caleb Wilson. If you didn't see it, I may try to finagle, but it's probably gonna freeze me out. I should have put on my Twitter beforehand, but he was at the ABL, Atlanta Entertainment Basketball League in Atlanta. They always hosted every year around this time at Kip Atlanta High School, and he was doing his thing, making college players, you know what I'm saying, grown men, not making them look silly. I don't think he made anyone look foolish. He didn't look on anybody, but he was just scoring, going to work, man. He's definitely filled out in his frame. Very polished, going into his senior season. He can do it all. He can shoot it from deep. He can beat you in the post. He can beat you off the dribble super long, and he can play willing to play defense, which is the biggest thing for me. Willing to play defense, high energy, but definitely did his thing at the ABL. If you're hooper on the rise, they will find you, and that's where you can build your name and get more exposure on you. So shout out to Foul Up 3 and Atlanta Sports Reels for definitely doing their thing. You can definitely follow them on Instagram if you want to see that footage. But I want to get you guys' opinion. We kind of talked about Team USA's U17 team. Cam Boozer obviously won the MVP. Do you feel like this is the best U17 team that has come through the FIBA National Championship?
I won't say the best team, but I say it's definitely up there. I think they're top tier. And the reason I say that, Bacon, is because obviously we've had great teams come through and they've won, but to do it in the dominant fashion that they did, beating some of these great teams as well on the road, and none of them being close. I talked about it obviously in my first and foremost, and I just felt like you look at the accumulation of talent, they bought in together. I don't think a player averaged maybe besides Boozer more than 20 on the team. So that shows me that these guys can play together. They can buy into one mission, one goal instead of just all about me, all about my stats and stuff like that. Like I said, I think the accumulation of talent and the great coaching that was on display as well. You've seen it when the boys was playing, and them boys was having fun. They was throwing lobs, they was cooking defenders. You know what I'm saying? Like it just seemed like they was having so much fun out there on the court. So for me, I definitely put them like top. Like it was probably one of the best ones we've seen. At the best, that's a little bit hard for me to say, but I'd say definitely one of the best.
You know, Coach White did coin the team as the best. And now I read a quote from you. Go ahead, brother.
No, I say, and he is a legend. So
100%, 100%. I will read a quote. I'll read a quote from him per USAB.com. Those guys came out laser locked, focused, and came out and executed the game plan, said Coach Shaman White. They played together, they played for each other, and they did it the right way. Nothing more needs to be said, man. Dominant performance, beating every team by 50 to 60. That's just I will say that's unheard of. That's per norm for the USA team going up against the Euro players. That's impressive. So you know what I'm saying, kudos to those guys, and again, kudos to Cam Boozer for winning the MVP and scoring 20 over 20 points, shooting 60% from the field, averaging throughout the duration of the FIBA tourney. So shout out to those guys. And I believe, Naj, you have some intel on Mr. Caleb Wilson as he sets his visit to Duke, Georgia Tech, UNC, Arkansas, and beyond.
yeah, so Georgia Tech fans, get excited. Okay, this is one of the best talents in the country. Okay, let me say that again. One of the best talents in the country. All right, he's already signed to Clutch Sports. They don't just sign those kind of kids out of high school if you ain't good. Okay, so the chance that you guys have at getting this player, is a program changer. Obviously, the head coach is doing a great job. Gosh, why am I butchering his name? Help me out, Bacon.
What's up?
David Stoudemire,
Yeah.
head coach David Stoudemire already had a great class coming with 2024. He's building his 25. He already got a Kai Fleming. Already got Brandon Storrs from New York. Already got another player that's in the top 7 for them as well. Matt Guhul. Go look him up. Go to All Yellow Jacket. I wrote a story on him. But Caleb would change his program so quickly because one, he's going to bring the aura around him. He's going to help sell out tickets. He's going to help sell out McCamish Pavilion. That's how good he is. He's must-see TV, okay? And he defends at a high level. He almost reminds me of a KD. I don't want to always throw out those terms and compare him, but just how easy he makes it look, how he get any spot on the floor, how he can finish around the rim, and how tall he is to be able to do all that. It makes a difference, man. So obviously those other teams are contention: Duke, UNC, Arkansas. You can't sleep on them with Coach Calipari, Georgia Tech. But for them to be in the running for this player definitely says a lot of what Coach is doing, and he's starting to get those major name brand type players to come in. Now it's just about developing them. So I think, again, I've always said it, that Georgia Tech's a program on the rise for football. Basketball is not that far behind. They're right there. They pulled some upsets this year, beat UNC this past season, and it went crazy. It was all over ESPN. So they are on the rise. So if they can continue to land these major prospects in these 25 and 26 classes, they might be on the precipice of making a tournament and making a deep run in the tournament, which has been a long time coming. So fans, get excited if you're watching. I'm not saying he's going to go to Georgia Tech, but when me and Bacon talked to him, he was very high on the Yellow Jackets when we talked to him and had it as I would say a top program. He hasn't narrowed it down to finals yet, but they were a top program in his eyes.
100%, man. When you got the hometown heroes staying home, that can definitely change the trajectory of your program. That'll be big. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's just good, man. Georgia's been up and down with just because, they got a good class coming in, but it's been up and down with just the hometown hoops. Usually we got to watch, the blue bloods, to kind of get our blood pumping for basketball. So to have it at home, potentially, they got a good squad right now. I think real basketball fans will be very intrigued and very pleased with what Coach Stoudemire has going on in the flats. So I'm saying we'll definitely be down there catching the action and providing y'all with this. He's smiling. You got me smiling with this with the 3-man weave action, man. Segueing into the next topic, we'll make her back to this to tech conversation too. But LeBron James, at age 39, has been voted as the best player on Team USA, and they got an array of talent. They got Joel Embiid. They got Ant-Man. They got Steph Curry. They got Devin Booker. So guys, what's your thoughts on this? Do you think it's just age before beauty thing? They're respecting the king. There's a lot going on around the James name, or do we really think LeBron James is still the best player on Team USA at age 39?
Go ahead, Jerome. I'll let you answer this one.
I haven't got any chance to actually watch any of the Team USA practice or anything like that. I can't see why. I said this last time. I did say LeBron is slowing down, but LeBron slowing down is like still top tier athlete. So I'm not surprised if he is the best player on that team still. And like I said last week, I think it was last week, we were talking about it. Even with LeBron slowing down, that's still a superstar. NBA, you get what I'm saying? He's just not where he used to be, but he's still a superstar, still really, really freaking good. So he could play another 10 to 8 years. Sorry, 10 to 8 years, 5 to 8 years, I think, still, and still have a good career. So I'm not surprised. I haven't got to actually see it from my own eyes to be like, yeah, that's deserved or not. But I'm not surprised.
100%. I agree. I'm not gonna say I agree. I don't think he's to say he's the best player on the team is definitely not far fetched. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how it all pans out. Of course, LeBron is he's multi-talented. So he can do it all on the court. He said in an interview, I think last week, that I could do whatever my team needs me to do. If they want me to pass, I can pass. If they want me to score, I can score. They need me to play defense. We all know LeBron's gonna be good for probably about 5 to 6 chase down blocks in this Olympics. Last year he shot 41% from the three, averaged 8 assists, 54% from the field. So overall team player, I can see that, but killer who they're gonna go get buckets from in the tourney. It's probably either gonna be Steph or Ant-Man. I think KD, yeah.
Yeah, killer bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he got the strain, but yeah.
100%.
I concur with Bacon, man. I think it's hard to say is he undoubtedly the best. I feel like in the past you would be able to say like, yeah, okay, LeBron, but LeBron's 39. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with Bacon. I gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? This is a new squad. Like these young thoroughbreds can play. You know what I'm saying? Like Ed, even I don't know if we're gonna react to it on the show, but he said I'm the number one option, and he hesitate when he said it about Team USA. You know, and that's why I think he could potentially be not necessarily in terms of accolades of this generation in the Michael Jordan, but just his mindset, that killer. We have not seen that in a while. Even when we go look at Jason Tatum, great, phenomenal player. But you saw how long it took him to get going. Like, game 3, 4, finally put his foot down. So that's why I love Ant so much. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. But I like I said, I think it's a great question, but it just depends on what you're looking for. LeBron, to a degree, is what Jerome alluded to, has slowed down a little bit, but he's still a superstar. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, how much is he gonna really give in this Olympic team? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? For him, because he's still got a whole season to prepare for. Excuse me, he's gonna be playing with his son. So, that's probably gonna be a lot of his focus as well. But let's find out. Let's see, if he is. But I can't just say undoubtedly he is. But I mean, as far as the team, they got a lot of bucket getters. You got D Book, you got Steph, you got KD, Ant-Man. Like, you got a lot of players on this team. Jason Tatum to go get a bucket. And then they got multiple players that can switch too. I think Ant Edwards is one of the best defending guards as well. Don't get enough love with two-way he can do. Drew Holiday is another. Jason Tatum, when he's balled in, he can do it as well. So it's gonna be interesting. But to say he's undoubtedly the best player, I can't go that far.
100%. Now, is the rest of the world ready to see KD, LeBron, Steph, Ant-Man? I know we talked about this on previous shows. Is the world ready? And who do you think is going to be the biggest contender to beat USA?
France,
yes.
France and Spain.
Spain? Who Spain got this year? I know Spain historically has been, a great competitor opponent for Team USA. But I need to look that up. As of off the top of my head, let me just Google top players from Spain real quick. But definitely France for sure. I don't know if Zachary. I've already forgotten how to say his last name. I'm sure by the end of some league I have it down pat. But I'm gonna call him Zachary Risache. I think I'm saying it right. I'm not sure if he'll be participating with his homeland team, motherland team in the Olympics, but I know Wemby is playing and he looks dialed in, so that's definitely going to be a contender. We do basketball. They give me football.
So not too many notable players. Obviously, Juancho Hernando Gomez, Willie Hernando Gomez, Rudy Fernandez, Lorenzo Brown. Those are probably the main players. The reason I say Spain is because they play so good collectively as a team. They might not necessarily have the same talent level to the degree of a USA, but it just seems like they always play them tough. So that's kind of where my precedent goes for it. It's not like a necessarily a Wemby on the team or Luka Doncic who got eliminated by Greece and everything. But, you have to put them on there because they play just top-tier basketball every time they're on the court.
100%. If I'm the opposing coaches, I'm not sure what to do. How do I guard Steph Curry, send pick and roll, Anthony Davis, probably LeBron, KD, Anthony Davis coming to the – not Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards coming to the hole ready to sit on anybody in the way? It's like, bro, what do? You gotta have length. You gotta be a good rebounding team. The question is for Team USA, how fast will they adjust to the no basket, the non-basket interference that's in the FIBA space where you could just grab anything. I said it'll probably take 2 to 3 games for them to probably transition to that. That's not that big of a curve for them. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they're the most elite athletes in the world. So I think it's going to be a lot of what Team USA U17 has done until probably the quarters. You know, probably, you know what I'm saying? All right, this might get a little tense. But I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be the first time we're going to see a heavily talented roster in the Olympics since maybe 2008, 2008, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We're definitely in store for a treat, man. I feel like a kid again and get ready to see these elite athletes touch the floor all at once. But Jerome, if you don't have anything else to add, we're going to transition to our NBA free agency news.
I good.
All right. So I'm gonna come back to you, Jerome. You know what I'm saying? Philly. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Not Philly. We talked about that last week. The Lakers. We're gonna start with the Lakers. The Lakers didn't get anything done. LeBron signed his 2-year big contract. So
Pay cut.
Took a pay cut, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna get anybody. I've heard some whispers that they may get Kyle Kuzma, that he's somebody who they want to get. But you know what I'm saying, why trade him in the first place? The Lakers already had a nice young nucleus. You could say Braun intervened and messed up the growth there. But you know what I'm saying, as the roster stands with the Lakers, bringing in Coach JJ and adding Bronny to the team. And a nice bevy of young rookies, I might add. I'm sure they're on 2-way contracts, but where do we see the Lakers' early prediction? How do we see them heading into the upcoming season? Are they going to be a 10 seed spot as it's been for the last couple of years? Do they have a chance to crack in and get into the regular playoffs?
You want to start, Jerome, or you want me to start?
Yeah, I don't see them going too far. I think they're still a playoff team, but the West itself is such a strong conference that it's gonna make it hard, man. The new additions are too young. I think that they ain't doing enough to really make themselves stand out like a lot. I think LeBron, like you said, is slowing down a little bit. AD really good. He needs to stay healthy. That kind of deal. But I think they're still going to be a good team, right around what they did last year. Honestly, I don't think they're going to be a team I don't think they push the needle enough to be like, hey, they're going to make a deep run. But I think they're still a playoff team. I think they're like I don't know. I don't think you call it a wild card, but like a wild card type of team. A team that's outside the bubble. I know they got the new NBA system, however that goes, the play in the end kind of thing. I forgot exactly how that goes. I know they did it last year. But yeah, I think they're one of those type of teams that the play in the end kind of teams that if they make it, they can go in. But I don't think they're gonna get that far.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I'll say a little bit more emphatically. I feel like Jerome talked about it, brushed around the issue a little bit. They're a playing team. That's what they are. You didn't get DeMar DeRozan. You didn't get Klay Thompson. Who was some other free agents they didn't get?
Valanciunas.
You didn't get Valanciunas. You didn't get James Harden.
Didn't get James. Didn't get Paul.
You didn't get Paul George. So it's like you're fielding the same roster as last year. You just added a couple new rookies in. And I know they're high on Jackson Haynes, and he's good, but you haven't upgraded the roster. You haven't. LeBron's 39. What else are you expecting? You need another cold star. Now, AD is that, and he's in the front court. You need a guard. Somebody to run the show. I know LeBron's point forward, yada, yada, but you need somebody that can create their own shot. When AD's doubled or LeBron's double going to the rim, you need somebody that can spark. You need somebody that can create offense, play make. You don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, Dalton Connect's a good piece. He's young, though. You know what I'm saying? How effective can he be? You didn't upgrade at defense. You didn't get a 3-and-D wing, right? You still have Jared Vanderbilt, who's hurt. So it's like you didn't upgrade, and it got better, right? West got better. OKC got better. Dallas got better. Minnesota got better. They got Rob Dillingham. They got better. You didn't get better. So it's like you're going to be in the same spot. What do you expect?
Right.
So I feel like, they're a playing team. So if you're not getting better, there's no, obviously the Nuggets lost some pieces, lost some teams called Will Pope. That's kind of trashing your team. Jerome, I think I'll still be in contention, but it's just like y'all gonna need some more pieces. It can't just be Jokic and obviously Murray. I know Michael Porter Jr. is a good piece, but y'all need some more complementary pieces around them. And I know you're expecting Christian Braun to step up, but just a couple more pieces in there. So to me, I just feel like the Lakers didn't really upgrade, and some of the stuff, I think it's gonna be tough for them.
100%, man. It was made to my knowledge that Paul George wants to stay in LA, but he felt like that the offer extended to him by the Lakers was disrespectful. So, you know what I'm saying?
Clippers.
We don't know the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers, bro. He's talking about the Clippers on the pod.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's a low ball. You gave him what, 2 years, 60 million? Come on, bro. Yeah, like you didn't really want him, and then he said, "Okay, cool, I'll take the pay cut to 150, no NTC, no trade clause," and you said no. So I don't blame him. Like you 34, you're in your career. Take the bread.
Definitely take the bread.
But I think him and he really wanted to go to State. I think him and Golden State, and y'all can both answer this. How y'all think that would have fit in? I think we touched on it a little bit, but I thought it'd been a good move because then you get somebody that could ball handle, be opposite side stuff while he's moving all over the damn place. And then you got the orchestrator with Draymond. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been cool. And then he has the highest catch and shoot percentage in the league, 40%. So I think that would have been a good tandem with them.
I don't know what the Warriors front office has got going on. I know they got the bag. I know Steph's eating up most of the salary cap, but who else? So I'm not sure. Yeah, Draymond. I'm not sure what the holdup was, but it's gonna be another mediocre season for the Warriors. But quick question for you, Jerome. I know you're a Denver fan. I know, but you got some ties in Philly. You know what I'm saying? New Jersey ain't that far. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George. Who is the number 2 option? I want to hear from you.
Number 2 is Maxey, so. Still Maxey for me. I mean, he's proven himself, man. He's proven himself. Listen, I think with Paul George coming there, it's gonna open it up for Maxey more now. Because now you got your 2 guards, and you have your big man underneath. I think Maxey's gonna be the one to benefit from this the most. I mean, obviously, Embiid's still gonna do Embiid stuff. The biggest thing on Embiid is always his health. You always gotta worry about that. But outside of that, man, always MVP contention, play very well. You got Maxey on the outside now to, control the floor. And now you got Paul, catch and shoot guy, go up there, get your threes, knock them down when you need to. I think it's gonna benefit Maxey the most, in my opinion.
I'm not mad at it. We're gonna have to see if Paul's gonna be able. We got to see how it all works, right? But so, are you saying that you want Maxey? If it came down to Maxey and Paul George, you want Tyrese Maxey to take that last shot over Paul George?
Hell no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's gonna benefit Maxey the most.
You can't say he's gonna be number 2 option, not allow him to take the last shot.
Option, but the one that's gonna knock it down is George. That's my guy. Don't get me wrong. I love Paul George.
Pandemic Pete might let you down, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. But nah.
Yeah, I just want to know what's your thoughts.
Go ahead, Najeh.
Yeah, I think for me, a hot button topic. I'm surprised Bacon didn't hit on it, but it's been talked about all week and last week from Skip Bayless. Obviously, I know a lot of people don't listen to him no more. I don't, but I seen it on my Twitter sphere. No disrespect to him. I mean, just call him what it is. He talked about it, and then I think it was Nick Wright. They both talked about it on their shows, and they said Paul George is not a superstar. Like he doesn't move the needle. Like that doesn't make him any better. So obviously, that's a little bit of a a tough topic. I think. I don't know. I guess I would say initially as a 2 option, I would roll with Paul George, but I would say Maxey's right there. Maxey's right there. Like he could easily surpass Paul George. It just depends on kind of that longevity of his game. Now he's kind of talked about in some of his interviews. He's been looking at LeBron and I think it was maybe Kobe, just like prolonging his career and being able to stay in the league longer. So that could be beneficial for him. And he did have one of his better seasons. A lot of people aren't talking about it. We played 74 games. So that's good. If you can hit over that 70 threshold, you're doing something right. So he just kind of got, a little nicked up come playoff time. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, he played and he was efficient, had one of his better seasons. So they just need Paul George to be himself. That's it for it to kind of work. And everybody got to just buy in. You're going to have to sacrifice a little if you want to win a ring. That's just what it comes down to. So I would go for right now, I would say Paul George, but I would not be opposed, as Jerome said, to seeing Tyrese Maxey take that last shot. I will feel okay with it because he's so young and 22, 23, and he got so much more room to grow. You kind of know what Paul George is and what Joel Embiid is. Maxey's ceiling, though, is very, very high. So, I think for me, that's why I said I think he could overpass Paul George. Maybe not right this sec, but don't be surprised next year, that year after, he surpasses him.
100%, man. And I got to ask, fellas, like you said, the West is getting tougher. We didn't bring up the Memphis Grizzlies, but John Morant is definitely coming back with vengeance. You know what I'm saying? How do we think that the Grizzlies will look next year?
I'll start this one. It all depends on his health. Depends on his health, and it depends on I want to say buy-in because he's bought in when he's on the court. It's about how he conducts himself off the court, And what he did, it wasn't necessarily a crime, but it was like, okay, bro, like it's what Ant is right now. Not saying Ant did what Ja did, but Ant is one of the faces of the NBA. Ja was a face of the NBA before all that stuff went down. Like we could just be 100% honest. He was the face. So he has to conduct himself making in that manner. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do all stuff willy-nilly when you're the face of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You know what I'm saying? So if he can stay healthy, for one, and then two, if he can conduct himself the right way, the ceiling is limitless. The only problem is Memphis just don't have a lot of experience. Like, obviously, they made the playoffs. They played the Lakers. They made it to the second round, the deepest they went. But they have not went past that level. Like, we seen this year, people grow up. We see, like, let's be honest, Baker, real quick. We seen Jason Tatum grow up before our eyes. We seen Jaylen Brown grow up before our eyes. We seen Anthony Edwards grow up before our eyes. Right. We haven't seen Ja take that step yet. If he could take that step forward, you never know. They could find themselves in the Western Conference Finals and nobody's talking about them. Like, oh, well, where did this come from? And then they got a pretty good piece with, obviously, Zach Edey and drafting him. Yeah. So it all depends on his health, I would say. And it all depends on not how bought in, but his health, and then how he conducts himself off the court.
What do you mean by that?
No, I agree. I agree exactly what Knox said, man. It's all about his attitude off the court, man. If he can, mentally get it right, stay healthy, and sometimes, honestly, the health thing, I always thought this was that his health contribute to his off the field antics. When you have antics and you're distracted, you can't always be in the right mindset of, working out the right way and make sure your body is right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're causing yourself so much distraction, so much, backlash, this and that, getting suspended and things like that. You know what I mean? It kind of throws off your daily routines and stuff like that. But all the greatest guys, you don't see them get in trouble and still be as good as they are. That's because they're able to lock in, be able to focus on and take care of the body and stuff like that. So, I think a little bit, if he can kind of mature a little bit, you could kind of see him go, maybe get himself back into that mode where he was the face of the league. He might not be the face of the league anymore, like, because people don't forget. But, you can work your way close to that stratosphere, you know what I mean, where, people are looking at you as one of the best players in the league and one of the guys that's going to pioneer the next generation of great players. So I think he can get back to that. I think the Memphis Grizzlies are in good hands still, but it all revolves around him right there.
Last thing I wanted to add, I'll throw it to you, Bacon. Jerome talked about a key piece that mature. I say maturity. My daughter now, probably a lot older. Remember, she was young, 3, 4. She's probably 7 now. It's time. You know what I'm saying? This is the person you provided for. This is the person she looks up to. You know, that's why I say it's important to see how you conduct yourself, that maturity, you know, because you got somebody looking up to you now. I'll leave it at that.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I like that. I like that. I still think John Morant is. I'm not gonna say he's the face of the league, but when you control the youth, I hate to bring the. I don't hate to bring up the artists, but young boy. You know what I'm saying? People have different perceptions on young boy, good or bad. But similar influence on the youth. And when you just have that chokehold on the youth, I know Anthony Edwards is doing his thing, and he's got to. I feel like Ja and Ant, when they come back and they're playing at peak, they're going to be here. But you know what I'm saying? So I think that Ja is still going to be one of the faces of the league, no matter what the NBA does, with maybe putting Luka on the cover or commercials or whatever. But let's not make any mistakes. I think, Ja's definitely going to miss some time. I know he's adding on some weight, but, just coming to the whole, not recklessly, but coming to the whole, acrobatic style. He's going to hit that hardwood, his brother may miss some time. But let's look at what they've been cooking up. Now, I can't remember who they drafted this year, but adding G.G. Jackson last year, who was in the Rookie of the Year conversation, having multiple 20-point games. Jaren Jackson, who's kind of entering into that veteran role on that team. You still got D Rose on that team. Is D Rose still on that team? Yes, D Rose. He retired. Dang, my boy done retired. I ain't gonna lie. That was my favorite player going up, but that's beside the point. G.G. Jackson, Zach Edey, Desmond Bain. You know what I'm saying? They still have some pieces. Luke Kennard, who shot 40% from 3 this past year. So we got, guys like that, man. They had what they need. I think this last year, of course, they got hit with they got hit with the injury bug in a major way last year. But they also have just budding youth that's on the rise. So that having Ja to spark that team, they're gonna be right there in the thick of things. And we got some momentum, some motion going. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely, when you miss your star player, you can definitely use that energy and keep things going. But John Morant is very, very much still the face of the league. Even with all his shortcomings, just kind of compare him to AI, Mike Vick. You know what I'm saying? Mike Vick did his big. You know what I'm saying? He still had the hearts and minds of the youth. I was definitely one of them. I'm sure you guys were too. So definitely shout out to Memphis Grizzlies and John Morant. And I think them guys gonna be around probably 5 or 6 in the West. They can definitely shoot higher up, but I think the Rockets are going to be in that mix too. Like the West is getting better, so it's going to be interesting, fun season to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Before we conclude the 3-man weave, I want to talk back on. Go ahead, brother. I'm talking about Georgia Tech again. Go ahead.
I'm gonna throw it to Jerome. He always asks a question.
Oh, yes.
So let's throw it to him. We want to keep him involved. So, Jerome, what question you got for us tonight?
I thought y'all forgot about me for a second, man.
Never that.
All right, real quick. Before I get to my question, I want to show some stuff real quick. One here. You can find the video. I have it here. All right. So, your boys. It's funny because I learned about this guy because of you guys. So I wanted to ask you guys about your boy Cooper Flag.
Great question. We need to talk about that. Great question, Jerome.
So you see he on out on the USA team right there, man, and I want to know. Yeah, went crazy. He was the talk of the weekend, man, and like I said, I know about him because of you guys. Obviously, he is a 17-year-old on the USC team. So I have a 2-part question. First, what's your thoughts on him being on the USA team and how he's playing? And 2, there's a rumor going around. Let me hear from the first question first, and then I ask the second question. But go ahead. Start with you, Bacon. What's your thoughts on him playing at the USA team?
Well, I don't think he's gonna be on the roster. But I think he's just practicing with him. But I mean, how do I feel about it? I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's doing his thing. He's gaining experience. He's gonna take that with him to Duke. The brother looks good, man. I mean, I think we all knew that he was gonna play exceptional, and he's playing more than exceptional. So I like it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's getting more eyes on the game. You know what I'm saying? Different fan bases looking at it. So I don't mind it at all.
What do you think, Naj?
I got a hot take, but I'm gonna wait till your second question to come and deliver my hot take on Cooper. That is the select team he's playing for. If you guys did not know, select team is a unit of players, a lot of young guys from the league. Pajemski was on there. I think Min Thomas or Asar Thomas was on the team. A lot of young bucks was on the team. So if you guys don't know, like USA, they get a whole bunch of gamut of young players, and sometimes even if you're good enough as a Cooper Flag, 17U type of player, and they just go up against the USA for exhibition and things like that, being able to go up against younger talent. So this was a debate me and Bacon had before. We're talking about him and obviously Ace Bailey, if you guys remember a couple shows ago, and that we thought Ace should probably be on the team and things like that. I'm not going to give him a take yet, but it's good to see him on the team. Good to see him doing well. And I think he's been proving himself.
Yeah.
Second question is, he's going to Duke right now. It's been a rumor, and I could not for life me find the rumor that I found it from, but I heard this rumor that Cooper Flag is thinking about playing all 4 years at Duke.
I did see that.
You hear that too? Cool. I was tripping. I want to know what's your take on that. Good idea, bad idea, and what would you do if you were
I'm not going to never shoot no player down for staying out for a year getting this degree, man. You know what I'm saying? It's free. Go ahead and get it. If Uncle Sam going to pay for it, you know what I mean? I don't have no problem with it. Duke, the only thing is going to add some pressure to Duke. You know what I'm saying? With him staying out for years, I'm like, I don't have to get that natty one of these 4 years. So it's going to add a little pressure, because they already have pressure on them year to year, having one of the top recruiting classes. So I don't knock them for it, man.
For me, like I said, I'm not gonna knock. I mean, if you go look at what front court players make, it's ridiculous. I'll throw you an example, Jerome. Your boy Armando Baycock, front court, over $2 million in his career at the position. So I mean, it makes a lot of sense. You go and get developed, you come into the league, you're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Potentially. Only way it could hurt him is potentially his draft stock. He's already viewed as the consistent number one player. So that's the only part that could maybe potentially hurt him, especially to Bacon's point, if he doesn't win a ring with them. But he could go down as an all-time great at Duke. They got a couple players, right? Jay Williams, JJ Redick. Yes. They got a couple players that are all-time greats. Christian Laettner. He could be in that kind of hemisphere. That's how elite he is. My hot take on him, I mean, it's tough either way. I mean, it's make the money in college, get fully developed, or go to the league and be a franchise player. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. After seeing the tape, rolling it, how he speaks, when he said about the 85-86 Celtics being the best team, best player, Michael Jordan, best defensive player, Kawhi Leonard, I feel like he's a savant of the game. So like all the time, sometimes with the young players, we can't say that. And my hot take on him is I think he could go into the league right now. And I think he could potentially be a star on a terrible team. I really believe that. Before, I was kind of a little bit on the fence. I was like, man, Ace Bailey deserves more. Not that he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? He deserves to be in the same combo, but Hall of Famers, but y'all see what he did to AD? What? A potential future Hall of Famer? Hey, man, I'm going to just be real with y'all, bro. He's a unicorn. So he's going to have a tough decision. I mean, that rumor 4 years, I mean, I get it, but, bro, if your stock is high, go capitalize, man. Take some online classes now. Everything's digital. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And do it that way. Still get your degree. I ain't going to never shine on nobody not getting their degree. Go get that degree, too. But you can do it in other ways, man. Go make that munyan, as that munyan. Go ahead and make that munyan. You know what I'm saying? So
the reason I asked those two questions together because you see how he's doing with the USA team against All-Stars. You know, we shine. You know, you got KD over here talking about, he's the number one overall pick. Hands down. KD talking highly of him. So that's why I asked that question because, I heard that rumor and I was like, should he stay? Because you always running that injury risk too. You know, it's not as common as basketball as in football, but you always run that injury risk as well. And you know, I've seen plenty of players that got injured, and you know, their careers are never the same. You know, so you never know when that injury bug might happen, and you know, it might be too late. So That's why I wanted to ask that question to you guys.
Great question. I'm glad you brought him up because we need to discuss him, and I wanted to on the show. So I'm glad you brought him up. But yeah, man, he's a franchise changer. So he's one of the reasons. Him and Ace is really some of the reasons why I'm most excited to see this season. This is why I'm telling you, Jerome, and I'm glad you're getting put on notice now to tune in to the 2024 basketball season.
Right.
The 3-man weave, because bro, I'm telling you, with him, BJ Edgecombe, what he's doing with Bahamas. Bro, it's finna. I'm telling you, bro. Like prime content, USC. They got Ian Jackson. Like dog, I can go on and on and on. It's gonna be off the chain, bro. I'm telling you. Get tapped in, bro. Get tapped in.
Hey, y'all might not think I'll be listening when I'll be talking, but I'll be listening. I'm like, bro, at Cooper Flat. Yo, I heard about this guy from my boys, man. Let me check him out. And I seen the USA thing, and I started digging a little bit. So that boy sent me on for sure.
100%.
Last point, I'm gonna throw it to Bacon. You know you legit when USA Scout says you're the best player on the select team. They said that out of camp this weekend. The best player on the select team. I throw it to Bacon.
100%. I'm sure y'all seen the Jabari Smith dunk on Joel too. No, you said Jerome, can you put it up from my friend?
Jabari, right?
Jabari Smith, Sandy Creek, hoop legend, dunked on Joel Embiid, man. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? No, like they jumped at the same time, but it caught him lacking. I think it's 3-man weave worthy, to say the least. But to that note, what we said about Cooper Flag, man, I you know what I'm saying? I like what I've seen. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it was one of them jumpies. Yeah, it was one of them jumpies. Hey. Hey, that's some old man knees going up against some young man knees right there. That's why you put that Ben Gay on pre-practice. But to what y'all said earlier, man, I think, you know what I'm saying, I'm not trying to take anything away from Coop, right? I'm not trying to be here by any means, but we have to look at this situation for what it is. This is not an NBA, even if it was an NBA practice. It's not an NBA game. It's a different tempo. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, when you a vet, you know what I'm saying, all right, coach. All right, Coach Kerr, I know I'm going to get these minutes. You know what I'm saying? We here fine-tuning. We just came off a long spread season. We're going to bring these young boys in and get some experience. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, putting everything in perspective, right? you looking at me, bro. But I'm
following what you're saying. Go ahead.
Nah. All right. So basically what I'm trying to say is it's just this scenario of the whole thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's young man coming in with a lot of energy. It's not the same intensity. I'm not taking anything away from him. Obviously, I'm very pleased with the young man's performance. I'm really just making the case for Ace Bailey. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not arguing the fact. I just know the young brothers have been presented. The young brothers has been presented the opportunity, and he's taking full advantage of it. He's definitely doing his thing. And like I said, I'm not hating, but you know what I'm saying, we got to see what Mr. Bailey does at Rutgers. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have that green light. We're gonna have to see how he just handles that green light. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, being as creative as he is, the type of bag he has. But like I said, man, shout out to Cooper Flag. He's definitely doing his thing. I just think the scenery of the event, you know what I'm saying, it has to be thrown into context. I'm cool. Who this man? Shout out to Kel. But to end off the three, actually, I want to bring up the tape thing again. We talked about Caleb, man. Again, I just want to speak on the magnitude. Do we think if they have a team of Kai Fleming, potentially, but also Caleb Holt, you know what I'm saying? But that's another discussion for another day. Caleb Wilson, Stores, and anything, but just those three alone, you know what I'm saying? Is that team worthy, and do they have a chance of bringing a national championship back to Atlanta, not to the Flats? I know it's the Flats, but to Atlanta, Georgia, to the Peach State.
Hell yeah, yes.
As freshmen, now how long will they have to stay? As freshmen, I don't know.
No, you didn't say freshman. You said to bring a title. You didn't
how
say
long?
freshman. You didn't say how long. You said to bring a title.
Yeah.
To bring a title, hell yeah. Now freshman year, I don't know. They got to get acclimated first.
How long will they stay? Will they stay, or are they willing to put in 2 to 3 years? Really, 3 years, maybe.
I don't know. Like I think they could win in year 2.
Maybe.
You're one. I don't know, because we've seen the greatest collection of talent before on Duke with Zion, Cam, and RJ Barrett, and they only got to, I think, maybe an Elite Eight. So
yes, Elite Eight.
I said first year, I don't know, but if they was willing to do 2 years, I could see it. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's unguardable. You got somebody on the wing that can shoot the eyeballs out, and then you got a shot creator extraordinaire in Caleb Holt potentially, and then you got a Kai Fleming who could be a lead assist man and also can get to the rim as well, and can spark. Yeah, that's tough to stop.
Tough to stop, man.
Nasty work. That's why I seen that face. It's nasty work.
Well, there you have it, folks, man. And before we move on from the 3-minute, we'll be remiss not to bring up Miss Angela Reese. I believe they're playing right now. I'm not sure what the score is, but you know what I'm saying, definitely the front runner for Rookie of the Year in the WNBA. I believe if she gets a double-double tonight, I believe this will be the 14th or 15th consecutive game for her. So shout out to the Bayou Barbie, man. We definitely got to bring her up. But if nothing else needs to be said, speak out, forever hold your peace. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we will be concluding the best basketball segment. I ain't even gonna get into all that, you know what I'm saying? Man, woman, this is the best basketball segment on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Better than first thing, all that. You can call Stephen A. You can call Unc if you want to. But that'll be a conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. So moving on to the next segment.
That's Jerome to conclude us down.
I'm doing?
Yeah, I think we're gonna start doing that for the show. We're gonna pass it to you to conclude us down with the words of wisdom and where we at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's start with words of wisdom, guys. Let's get some words of wisdom in here. It's like a spiritual time of this time, you know. We go heart to heart, you know. Our boys. So I want to take this. I think it was last month was men's mental awareness, but altogether, man, we should be doing. It shouldn't be just dedicating it just to 1 month. It should be a everyday, weekly occurrence, man. Making sure our men are, mentally there. You know, there's a lot of, and nothing against women or anything like that, but I know men, you're always compartmentalizing our feelings and how we feeling mentally.
We dogs.
Making sure we do. I hope my 2 brothers here are okay. I want to make sure you guys are okay. So let's make it normal that men on men, especially black men, make sure we're communicating with each other, making sure we're good, making sure we're mentally prepared and actually good for the rest of our lives, because we compartmentalize a lot of our feelings, man, and after a while it's not good, man. There's so many times where I see people killing themselves or killing their families and things like that, and a lot of it, we don't really get a chance to express how we feel, really. You know what I mean? So I just want to put that out there. Black men have the highest, jail rating in America. So I want to
by design.
Huh?
I said by design.
That too. But yeah, so mentally, man, I want to just make sure always check on your boys, make sure we're good. How we're doing. Check on people. Hey, just want to text you, make sure you're good today. Let's normalize that. So I want to be one of the first people to do that. So if my boys see me just randomly texting you guys, you don't have to be all crazy and everything. Just like, hey man, I'm feeling good. Or, hey, I need to talk today, and we can talk. You know what I mean? But if you don't want to do that, just let me know you're good. Let me know you're good.
100%. We appreciate you, brother.
Who next?
All right. Words of wisdom today, man. It's gonna be wisdom mixed in with a little high level conversation. My wisdom today is just gonna be use AI. You know what I'm saying? Get on your Chat GPT, get on your Copilot, right? You know what I'm saying? 55% of Americans use it on a regular basis, but I think it's really higher. If you really think about it, we've been using AI for a long time. Every time you hit Siri, that's AI. And then more conveniently, I'm sure everybody here listens to Apple Music, Spotify, whatever your streaming platform is. You know what I'm saying? Those playlists that are feeding you those songs that you just like, yeah, man, that's that AI kind of learning what you like to listen to. So let's take that use of AI to a more critical business aspect, right? You know what I'm saying? If you're on Copilot, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of feed information. You know what I'm saying? How can I better my business? where can I go to use AI platforms to edit? I'm saying, because obviously we only have 24 hours in a day. We have different things we do that take up 16, so that's half of your day right there. So just using AI to better utilize, you know what I'm saying, and make time more conveniently for you, man, just gonna make it better on you physically, mentally, you know what I'm saying, and spiritually. So, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be all in one converter for you. Just, you know what I'm saying, some statistics for you. 25% of 26 to 40-year-olds use a virtual assistant weekly. 29% of 18 to 25-year-olds use a virtual assistant weekly. So numbers are low right now, right? I feel like this is a time where some people are like, we've been hearing about this AI. We've already been on Chat GPT, learning about Chat GPT 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the complacency, the comfortability of, you know what I'm saying, this is not new anymore, be a detrimental to you progressing in life, right? You know what I'm saying? We hear all the time, like, this is going to take jobs, but use it and let it take jobs out of you, what you do on a day-to-day basis. Everybody's got a business. Everybody's an entrepreneur mindset. As an entrepreneur mindset, which is a good thing. But let's use it and make it work for us, man. And not have a fear. Let's turn our fear into prosperity. You know what I'm saying? Generational wealth. Us as a race. I'm sure everybody. We have all walks of people watching this. But let's just use this as a way to get ahead. Everybody get ahead. So when that time comes, when the robots come in and take a job, you can sit back like this. I ain't even tripping because I got mine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm giving this game out to everybody. So you know what I'm saying? It's apparent to your mindset. I'm getting my information, not the statistics. I got my information from my own research, but Earn Your Leisure, the brothers at EYL Earn Your Leisure as an Invest Fest coming up in August. You can get your tickets. I'm going to try to get my tickets because it's going to be an advancement of a wealth and bevy of knowledge. So definitely tap in, use AI, even if it's just a little Chat GPT a day, just asking the questions. But I just want to put that out there, man, because I feel like it's going to be vital in the next 2 to 3 years and beyond.
Yeah, I wanted to expand on his take as well. So as he said, use it to your advantage. As you guys can see, I'm very up on game. I said, can you test my Spanish if it's advanced? Sure, I'd be happy to test your Spanish skills. So look, this is me talking to AI, as you guys can see. Okay, and then this is me writing off the dome in Spanish to AI, as you guys can see. And this is rating it right here. Oh, what a great trip you had to Puerto Rico. Your Espanol is very, very good. You have a couple of details you got to fix or improve. Here are some suggestions. But she said my Spanish is very, very good. Okay, so as Bacon alluded to, use it to help you. Okay, he's not going to say it, but I'll say it as a disclaimer. Wake up. Okay, go get you a book. Go get you some knowledge. Go get you some research. Go listen to Earn Your Leisure. Okay, as my educated brother said right here, and get put up on some game. Okay, because as he said, and he said it very nicely. Okay, jobs don't care about you. Okay, so make sure you got something working on the side for yourself. So when the time comes, as he said, you got something already working. You good. You ain't tripping. Okay, so you find ways to, like I said, use it, infiltrate it into your business, where you can sit back and be like, you know what I'm saying? As he alluded to, okay? And if you don't want the education on it, you don't want to try Chat GPT, I make it real easy for y'all if I get my tangent on what I want to talk about tonight. Invest in the stocks that are high in AI. NVIDIA, Tesla. Tesla is way up. This stock was $200 not too long ago, okay? It's up. Get you some shares. You know what I'm saying? Get you some stock. You know what I'm saying? Find the leaders of tomorrow and invest in them so then you can get the windfall as well. There's multiple ways to benefit off this.
There's many ways to get the bag. What you broke for?
Come on. So educate yourself, my brothers and sisters. As Bacon alluded to, Invest Fest. Try to get there. If you can't, try to get the recording. If you can't get the recording, get the books they recommend on Earn Your Leisure. Educate yourself, my brothers and sisters. All right. My message for tonight. I just wanted to go off of Bacon's point. Black power. Yes. All right. Yes. All right. My words of wisdom tonight. You cannot be disciplined if you do not know what delayed gratification is. I will say it again. Do not be disciplined if you don't know what delayed gratification is. Okay? Discipline, guys, is doing it when your motivation is not there. Okay? When you first start out, your motivation gonna be high. Then you're going to have a bad day. You're going to be sick. Something going to go wrong. Your mama getting on your nerves. Your girlfriend bothering the hell out of you.
Hey.
Something is going to be a deterrent in your way. But guess what? Life don't care. You still got to be consistent and disciplined. Discipline comes from consistency, doing it when you don't want to do it. So I say that to say, if you have a goal that you want to achieve, you're not going to get it in 1 week, 2 weeks. I know we live in a microwave society where we think, oh, yeah, I got to get 10,000 followers. I've made it. No, it's the consistent work you put in day out when you're not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? And then you see the benefits down the line. You can go look at this. So many examples, right? Elon Musk didn't make it up into his 50s. You know how much work he put in? Sleeping on mattresses, things like that. I'll throw the workout example for y'all. It takes people years, 3-4 years. But if you're putting in work 3-4 times a week, every single week, you're going to see the results at that time. But you're not going to see the results in a week, in a month, 2 months. So before you can be disciplined on anything, you have to know what delayed gratification. You're not going to get that gratification early on. You're going to get it later down the line, but it's going to make it even more worth it because you're putting all the consistency and time in. So I'll leave you guys with that tonight. Having discipline is doing something when you don't want to do it, but keeping in mind the long-term goals and what the potential could be. I'll leave y'all with that tonight.
I could have said it better myself, my boy.
Very high level, brother. Very high level.
Yes, sir.
All right, boys. Where we going to be at this weekend?
I will start this one. I'll throw it to Bacon. So I will be at the family reunion on Friday. You know what I'm saying? And then Saturday, if you know, Bacon. Saturday, I will be at Hoover. I'll be driving down with my buddy, and we'll be attending the Hoover, Alabama tournament. Again, if you know, Bacon, you know.
You lost me on Friday, G. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother.
Family reunion for me.
100%. The plan is to be in Hoover this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? We'll be out there sweating, not for money, just for about the man's hamburger. I was just playing, you know what I'm saying? If you know that movie, put it in the comments somewhere, you know what I'm saying? We'll definitely give you a round of applause. It might show your age, but you know what I'm saying? You're not too old. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Hoover is the desired destination this weekend and beyond. I'll pass it to my brother Jerome, and he'll close us out.
Yeah, man. We all plan on going to Hoover, so that will be in Alabama this weekend. So we got still kind of plan it out, but we were definitely planning on being there, man. It's gonna be a big event. My first time going. You guys went last year. Just last year, y'all went. Okay. So yeah, they went last year. I haven't went last year. This will be my first time, so it'll be my first experience for the first time. Then usually these guys going to their first event with me. So I'm going to my first event with them. So I'm excited to go, man. It's gonna be awesome. I'm about to crash that family reunion, man. I'm about to crash that family reunion, bro. That sounds good. That sounds like, black food. That sounds like it.
Take good food in, man. And then holla at your boys on Saturday. You feel me? Hey, gotta eat good.
He said, "Gotta eat good."
Gotta eat good. Spend time with the fam, and then I'm locking in on Saturday. You feel me?
100%. Like family, bro.
For sure. If you have seen in the beginning of the show, Dante will not be on today. Jonte, sorry. He will not be on today. He will be on the week of his commitment. So he's planning on getting on tonight because the commitment was going to be tomorrow. He changed his commitment date to, I think it was 26th, I believe.
27.
So he wants to get on right before then. So we're going to plan it out, guys. So we do apologize for him not being on. But I appreciate y'all definitely supporting and, allowing us to still talk basketball and football with you guys. And make sure you keep checking us out. We will have more guests on, but at the end of the month, we'll have Mr. J get back on right before his commitment. So it was kind of a last minute thing, but definitely going to have more on later. So I appreciate y'all getting on. Before we get off, man, I see we got 121 people in here live. That's not including Instagram, but I know 121 of you guys are not following all three of our podcasts. All three of our social media. Let me take this off real quick. You see that social media right there? Make sure you follow all three. You got to do it. It's required. I'm just letting you know. It's required to watch it.
Foremost.
It's required. And first and foremost, yeah. On Instagram. So make sure you go follow all those as soon as you can. Because my boys are going to get up there. We're trying to get them right to the line. Put in the comment section that, hey, I'm following all three. I want to see it. I want to see that ramped up. So I want to see, hey, I'm following all three on Twitter. I want to see it on Instagram. So if you're watching live right now, please do that. Put that in there. We'd love to see that number go up for my boys. So I appreciate that. And again, we want to thank Phenom for sponsoring this video. Get your Phenom gear. You see right there, we got the mouthpiece, the Hex Flow 2.0, give you a lot of airspace right in there. So right above where Bacon is, point out for me, Bacon. There's a promo code. You get 10% off right there to get all gear on there. Again, PhenomEliteBrand.com. Look good before the season, man, and feel good. Look good. You play good. You feel good. You score good. You know what I mean? Then you can do all those dances in the end zone. You know what I mean? So let's get it going, man. Hey, what was that? The cha-cha? Hey. Oh, yo, somebody need to bring that back. I know Mr. Cruz used to do it all the time. Somebody need to bring that back. That was smooth, though. That was smooth.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm gonna let Naj break it down because I always mess it up, and I think I feel like I'm gonna mess it up tonight. So I'm gonna let him take over.
All right, y'all. So we appreciate you tuning into another episode of the First and Foremost podcast. We not only give you the spiel, we keep it real. Stay tuned to the most authentic podcast on the planet, where players you can come and be yourself, tell your story in a fun, authentic way, and where we give you the hottest and latest breaking news with the 3-man weave. Best segment on the man. No, we hit the gridiron. We out.
Peace.